Well, it's been super dry for video game news the last couple of weeks, but just recently on the Xbox channel, information on STARFIELD called Into the STARFIELD, The Wanderer, Episode 2. Now, it's a little bit more detail and concept art in the video, and it's showing more detail and they have a quick conversation about some of the factions that are there, which is really good. But their main purpose of the video is to explain to people that it's an RPG that you can basically do whatever you want. There's no real formula behind it. There's no real story that you must follow from A to B. You can essentially go from anywhere to anywhere and treat each situation and each confrontation the way you want to deal with it, which is really cool. And that's something for me, that's what I like about open world games. When I play, my play style is I prefer to just go and do the things that I want to do and approach things as I see them. So whatever takes my interest, I'll go do. And that's my play style. So the fact that they're sort of letting it be open like that and allow you to approach each faction, each section, each person, NPC, the way you want to approach it. They also mentioned dialogue. Now, they sort of said that you'd have there's three options of dialogue. Typically, you sort of know which one's the correct answer and you choose accordingly. Well, this leaves it a bit more open and gives the player more control over how they want to answer. And it doesn't mean it's going to give you the desired effect or result. It's sort of feels a bit more randomized, which is really cool, I think. They also talk about a fight breaking out and having to deal with it right then and there, as well as wanting to immerse the gamer as much as they can into the game by using photogrammetry that they use on the surroundings. They're going to use it on NPCs and the characters as well, so they look and feel as authentic and as real as possible. They go on to explain that there's essentially four factions. Ones that focus on the future of space. You've got your space western types and corporate. And then you've also got your pirates, the Crimson Fleet. Now, I think I'll go for either the pirates or the space western. That kind of bodes well with me. Kind of feels a little bit like Firefly or something like that. That sort of space western-y type feel and look about it. But the fact that you can engage in these particular factions and you can either side with them, work with them, or essentially use them for information and report back. So all the different options that you have to do is really cool, and hopefully, unlike other games like Cyberpunk, hopefully that this comes to fruition and what they're doing really sort of works in this image that they're trying to create for us. They've been working on this game for a long time, so they've been able to do their final touches and things like that. And they're essentially saying that each player are going to have their own experience. It's going to be different to everybody else's, and I don't think that there's going to be many situations that are going to be identical to anyone else. I think they're all going to have their differences and pretty much be a different experience, which also gives the game playability and longevity. So you can play it as a Crimson Fleet pirate. You can go do things like that, go down that angle of the game, and then once you've spent a couple hundred hours in there and you really kind of just want to see what it's like to be, one of the corporates or future space, then you go into that aspect of it and you play it completely different. You could probably set up a new character, you could look different, you go about the whole game differently, and you're getting essentially 4 games in one. It's sort of how I'm seeing it or how I'm perceiving it. So it's really interesting that this is going to be a game that they want to also last for a very long time. They mention Skyrim and Fallout and things like that, and Skyrim lasting for, over a decade now and things like that. So they're really looking for this game to last a long time and have lots and lots of playability to it. In this video, they even go as far to call it a sim. So they're trying to get that feeling of game/reality mixed into it. And you never know, they might even try and incorporate VR on the PC with it. And that might just be a tiny little hint. You never know. Look, either way, I'm excited for this game. I'm pretty sure it will launch on the 11th of the 11th of this year. I'm excited for it. Let me know which faction you're going to play as. I said that I'm going to play as either the Crimson Fleet or the Space Western, which are called the Freestar Collective. That's sort of my style of game. I'm looking forward to this game. I know a few others in the community are hyped for it. So let me know what you think. Who are you going to play as? What faction are you going to play as? And I'll see you in the stars. This has been Ashtray. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.